the druid calls out sharply, and the blade is there instantly. "Take him from me!" Tavo is gripped immediately by new hands and pulled down into the snow. A blade presses up against his throat, the sharp edge cutting into his skin. The implication is clear. If he moves, he will die. He sees how matters stand, and while a fresh wave of rage and frustration surges through him, he knows better than to test that blade. He goes limp in those strong hands and hopes that Clysea will save him. Driska has placed himself in front of Tasha, and the elven prince has moved up beside him. Together they present a wall of defence against whatever Clysea Porce might choose to do. It seems to Tavo that she will choose to do nothing, but will instead disappear back into the night. Why shouldn't she? Tavo would, if their places were reversed. He has failed her completely. He has disobeyed her instructions to kill the druid first and Tasha after, and as a result he has been defeated entirely. The druid witch is a demanding mistress, and she will see him as both an ineffective and an unnecessary ally. She will not risk herself further. His head sinks in despair. Moments pass and nothing happens. "She is already gone," he thinks. The clearing has turned silent with fresh expectation, the snowfall growing heavier and the dawn's light fading back into deepest grey as a result. Breath from those gathered about him clouds the air in white puffs, and a small shifting of bodies provides the only evidence that all is not frozen solid. "Nothing," Brecken Elisadil whispers finally. Driska Ark contradicts him at once. "She is here." The truth is quick to show itself as the words leave his lips. A massive wind arises out of nowhere, surging through the little clearing, emerging from the woods with rage and purpose, whipping against the poised figures with such violence that they stagger back several steps in response to the battering, ducking their heads protectively. The darkness deepens, and the howling of the sudden wind reaches an ear-shattering crescendo. "She comes for me," Tavo thinks, elated. But the blade still presses up against his neck, and his magic still will not respond to his efforts to summon it, so his own attempts to free himself fail as the hands of his captor tighten further. Shadows gather and close around him, and the druid makes warding gestures that summon blue lines of magic to pulse and shimmer against the dark. The little company huddles watchfully in the teeth of the wind, keeping one another and Tavo close, letting no one come at them unexpectedly. Then finally the elf brings out his talismanic stones, and light flashes out into the woods. Driska comes to his feet, prepared to lash out, but the Elfstones find nothing of Clysea close by, their brightness ending not 24 feet into the gloom. An instant later the wind dies, the shadows disappear, and the world returns to what it was in the early dawn light. "She's gone," Brecken announces. "For now, yes," the druid agrees. "She has hidden herself, to prevent us from finding her. This magic is ancient and strong enough even to thwart the Elfstones. Very rare." They all rise, the blade dragging Tavo up with him. They all stand together to look off into the forest, making sure they are not mistaken, but the silence of the forest is deep and unbroken. Clysea Porce has fled.
"What was that about?"
the blade asks. Tavo Kanan is wondering the same thing.
"Whatever it was, it failed,"
the elf offers, kicking snow from his boots. Next to them, Tavo is aware that Tasha is looking over at him, and he cannot bring himself to meet her gaze. He is unable to face what he knows he will see in her eyes. Enraged as he is by his failure to kill her, he is also unexpectedly ashamed that he even thought to try. A new consciousness is seeping through him, one that is making him question everything he believed was true. Fluken is nowhere to be found, his voice stilled. All his advice now seems empty and self-serving. If Fluken were truly a friend, he would be there to help Tavo. He would be standing by Tavo as he has repeatedly claimed he would, but Fluken does not live up to his promises. He flees with the witch, a faithless liar.
"She did not fail,"
Driska says suddenly, breaking the silence. He is nudging the snow in front of him with his boot.
"She did exactly what she intended to."